Welcome back to the RTF podcast. We refresh your feed so you don't have to. My name is Matt. His name is Matt. And you're watching episode 63. Going on?
Hi, how are you?
I'm chilling.
You're chilling?
Okay. Another week. We're back. We're chilling. Actually, surprisingly nice, and the weather's nice today.
You know what? It's doing this like weird, like random flurry thing.
Yeah, but it's nice and warm actually.
And it's nice out.
Usually we're frozen.
That's my sleeves are rolled up.
Exactly. I wanted to jump right into it. Last week we talked about Glass Onion.
We did.
Did you watch it? You did watch it.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. You didn't watch Knives Out though.
No.
Okay, so I watched Knives Out.
Okay.
Knives Out is a little bit like, again, signature murder mystery, just like Family Guy, as I said last week, right? I gotta say they're both very like similar. Like obviously you're trying to find, but Knives Out seems like it's basically. Have you played Clue?
Yes.
The game.
Yes.
Like Knives Out is Clue.
Did you hear that Rian Johnson is on to make more Knives Out movies in the series?
Yeah, because they had so much success for sure.
Yeah.
But literally, Knives Out is Clue. I watched it. It's pretty good. I don't know. They're pretty close. I think that like, if you like that old timey Clue mystery Sherlock Holmes vibe, you'll like Knives Out more than Glass Onion. Glass Onion is like a modern, like twist.
Yeah. Okay.
To like all that stuff.
It's
so
a little cringy.
What?
The modern.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it was
a little cringy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like that signature like Netflix, a little bit cringy, a little bit like
wasn't
like PG, like forced PG, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought it was good. I thought there's still a lot of big names in it, and obviously Daniel Craig is the only like reoccurring character in both, which is kind of I don't know why they reference Sherlock a lot in Knives Out, but
inspiration.
But I'd much rather have his accent be British. No, does he have an accent that's double as James Bond? He's like a British accent, no? Because James Bond's fucking British.
Yeah.
So he has a British accent
already. What does
already.
he sound like normally?
I have no idea. I have no idea what he sounds like. He could be Australian. I have no idea. Right?
Did you know before, maybe this is a stupid question, like, for example, like a lot of people didn't realize Tom Holland was British as well.
Yeah,
like
there's so many. There's so many.
It's just like, you're like, what the fuck? Like, you've never heard of these people talk before in terms of like outside of movies.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Like,
yeah,
because he also, it's very authentic, like Tom Holland's American accent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think the biggest shocker to like most people was Millie Bobby Brown.
What are you talking about?
Her accent, she's British. She has a British accent. But in Stranger Things, she's
just 4 words.
What do you mean?
In Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's true. She doesn't have a lot of speech.
Words.
But still, I don't know. I thought when I first heard her, I was like, oh my god, like what's going on?
I gotta Google it now. Hold on a minute.
Yeah,
Hold on a minute.
Well, I don't know where she's from. I don't think she's from like London or anything like that.
No, Daniel Craig.
What he actually sounds like?
Yeah.
He's Daniel Craig.
He's an English actor. Okay, no, that makes.
So he speaks.
Speaking.
Yeah. So he speaks like with an accent.
Yeah.
That's why I said I don't know if I'd like is Texas. It's like never seen him like that.
It's so forced.
It's one of those guys that's like he has to speak the way he's spoken and like so much all the other screen time he spent time he spent on screen whatever. So seeing him like howdy fucking southern fucking I was like, oh, okay, come on.
But so maybe it's weird because take this as like he's an actor, so obviously he has resources. His accent in that movie, right, is very much like what you'd think a British person trying to do a Southern American accent would sound like.
Yeah, literally.
Without any
No, but he's not not just a general person. I think he does a good job.
Yeah,
a decent job.
I think he does a good job as well. That's what it sounds like to me, where his accent sounds like what I would think a British person literally trying to imitate a Southern American person. Not a Southern American person, a person from the southern part of the United States would sound
Southern
like.
American. Orale.
Okay, no, what the fuck? It's still not. That's still Mexico.
South American. That's Mexico. Like I'm talking about like fucking Peru and Brazil. They speak Portuguese, but
yes, they do.
Like Argentina as well. No, what was I saying? So I couldn't watch a thing on Netflix. Knives Out's not on Netflix, but Glass Onion is, which is kind of stupid.
I mean, Netflix is its own its own sabotage or
like it's fine. I thought it was so stupid. I was like, why if Glass Onion was so popular and so many people are watching it, then obviously they're gonna be like, oh, let me watch Knives Out. Why wouldn't you have both?
Glass Onion was in theaters for like a week.
No way.
Yeah, so I was actually gonna mention it last week. We just didn't get around to it, but Netflix in itself has done this a few times now, where they released Glass Onion in theaters, for example, and then for like a week, and it didn't like project like they thought it would, or it didn't do as they projected, and so then they pulled it and then threw it on their streaming platform.
Yeah, obviously.
And then they're like,
and it just blew
what
up.
the fuck? No, but not. It didn't even really like blow up though. It was just kind of there. It kind of just existed, and that, but it wasn't to the point of like, it was closer to like Avengers Endgame type sales, but not at all like, oh, this is a failed project. Like,
yeah.
If that spectrum, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there was no reason for it to be pulled out of theaters, right? It didn't do like it's like it didn't do bad. It did average, and then they just decided, we're just gonna pull it, and then they're just canceling shows, and I don't know what's going on at Netflix.
Have you heard about the new sharing, the new Netflix sharing rules and policy?
It's the dumbest thing in the world.
Do you know how it works? I did some research.
I know. I think this is more speculation than anything, because I'm not 100% sure the way it works. I've heard a different type of resource, and from what I've gathered, this is what I understand. Apparently, it's per like IP address. I don't know if it's per IP address, but it's per like home. Like that's what I mean. So if it's your Netflix account and it's tied to your home IP address, and then you're like, oh, I made a profile for my sister that doesn't live with me, my grandparents that don't live with me, and they're all family, right? This is what it is. It's a family profile sharing thing. That's what the point of it is.
Yeah.
But because there's 3 different IP home networks there, it's 3 different charges, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
the fuck?
3 different charges of $3, $2.99. I don't know if that's US or Canadian. It's probably US.
Well, it'll be probably $5.99 for us, or
some shit like that. Which is like Netflix. Like, come on, come on. There's I get it. We're kind of like finessing the system with sharing the passwords and stuff, but like for Netflix to just amp up the sharing security, it's kind of just like a big middle finger first. And then it's like, just like at the end of the day, just allow me. Like, literally, just allow me. Like, you have so many like literally the biggest streaming platform on the planet, and there's people sharing.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? And what's gonna stop me from like, because it attaches to your iPads and whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess the whole thing is you have to then bring your device to somebody's house to share it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like. Maybe I'm just wrong, but the way I projected it in my head is it makes more sense for me to charge a little bit extra than everybody else, but create a great customer experience to allow people, and to have good content as well. That's the other thing. I mean, look, at the end of the day, for example, like Disney Plus is the cheapest service as of right now, in $11.99 in the States or $13.99 here. Their content is good. You can make 6 profiles and you're chilling. And it's just like, that's what I'd rather pay for Disney Plus and its ease of access and ease of sharing than to just go and stream The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Not on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Where it's like, I'll pay for the convenience and I'll pay for that. Where for example, it's like $18.99 or whatever, or $20 or whatever Netflix is per month. Then they don't have stuff that I want to watch whenever the series is. I don't want to pay for Netflix all the time. Then they're getting rid of the sharing thing. So it's like, for example, somebody like me who doesn't use the service, but somebody else does, I still want access to it. Yeah. There's no point of me signing up. There's no point of me wanting to get a password and charging somebody else more money. I'm just going to pirate your shit. And that's what they're trying to avoid. Right?
Yeah, that's piracy's like a big thing.
Yeah.
A big problem.
I think as long as you make it convenient, because you have to understand, there are easier ways to do it now, but even up to like 2, 3, 4 years ago, it was easier than what it was 20 years ago, but it's still more of an inconvenience to pirate something, much more of an inconvenience, than it is to just download Netflix.
Yeah, and just
because you have it everywhere. Yeah,
exactly. But I think everyone knew that it was coming.
Yeah,
like slowly but surely we knew that it was coming, and I think it's gonna come to like all the platforms. As shit as it is, I think that's what's gonna happen. And
yeah,
not so. And I just personally think that people aren't gonna give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I still think people aren't gonna care, because at the end of the day, people don't see Netflix a lot of people actually see that like the value goes way beyond the price. I don't know if you, especially
Of
people
Netflix
our age,
specifically?
Netflix and like the other platforms, because everything I watch, like a lot of people our age, especially people that are like really immersed into like YouTube and things like that. Everything I watch comes from Netflix, Disney Plus, or YouTube, and then occasionally like a lurky like HBO Max.
I never
or
watched,
something
yeah,
like the House of the Dragon, like you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like one
exactly.
lurky like that. Something will come from HBO or Amazon Prime Video, but for the most part, it's those three main
I agree.
streaming platforms. Like everything I watch.
Yeah, I agree.
So if a great example is if I were to move into a condo as a young adult now, I would need Netflix, Disney Plus. As a guy that really likes sports, I need Netflix, Disney Plus, YouTube, and sports.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing. Like, let's say, for example, DAZN had all the sports. I would need those 4 streaming platforms, and I would be complete.
You would never need anything again.
And YouTube is free.
Yep.
Right.
YouTube's free.
Disney Plus is like $13.
Yep.
Netflix is like $20. DAZN's another $30.
Yep.
So together, that's like $60 a month.
$30 a month.
It's like 25 right now, and DAZN lost NFL. It's going to YouTube Premium, so DAZN's going to shit.
Going to YouTube Premium?
Yeah,
Dude, YouTube Premium is gonna.
I know it's gonna rule.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I have ad blockers. I do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be the first person to say it. YouTube Premium, looking pretty good.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be good.
Looking pretty good.
And there's a lot of shit that they're gonna be picking up too. It's gonna be wild. Yeah, like it's gonna be the next big streaming one, which it is right now already, but it's just free. Like you know,
I use YouTube all the time.
Literally
I use
for
YouTube
everything.
every day. YouTube is the biggest thing. Other than TikTok, I'm on YouTube if I'm watching content.
Yeah, literally.
Like to be honest, like that's the unless it's like a show or something, but
yeah,
you know
but I don't
mean?
know, but then it's like, okay, how much do you pay a month for cable? That's where my math comes in, and it's like people pay $100 a month on average, at least here in Canada. Like $100, $120. Sometimes you want a premium package, like $175 a month.
Yep.
Like you know what I mean. So all these streaming platforms give me all access on all my devices, which is way advanced more than like 5TV or Rogers Anyplace.
Yep.
Because those are like not as intuitive as Netflix's mobile streaming like apps and stuff like that. So already they're advanced, and it's like all of those everything I watch basically is going to cost me $60.
Yeah.
A month for like it covers everything I watch.
Yeah, yeah.
And then why would I pay $150 double, sometimes a little even more for cable?
They're getting smart. Rogers has a thing now where you can buy internet, and then for $5 a month additionally, they give you a little streaming box. Or maybe it's like the size of a Roku stick, or I think it's the size of a box, or something. I don't know. Anyway, but it gives you access to cable TV, or more cable TV than what is normal.
Yeah, but cable TV's fucking obsolete, man.
It is. Yeah.
It's obsolete. Like I don't watch like. You're kind of a square if you're watching like, you know what I mean, like Chicago PD. Oh, I gotta sit down to Friday night or Wednesday night, watch Chicago PD at 9:00. Like fuck that.
I mean,
like you know what I mean. I just watch it whenever I want. After it comes out, I just watch it whenever I want.
Literally.
The only show that I've not. It's not even because I'm not passionate about shows. I'm passionate about shows, but like, I'll unless it's like a live event, like sporting events or something that like I have to watch live.
Yeah.
Fucking TV shows that you could just watch them like literally right after they come out.
I agree.
80% of the time, you could probably find a link that streams it right after.
Yeah, I agree.
Between hours after, but I'm back to the thing. I did enjoy Knives Out. I thought it was actually pretty good. One thing I did want to talk about, staying on the topic of film and TV. Have you seen the Ant-Man IMAX trailer? We're gonna talk a little bit
specifically, but I've seen the other trailers.
Okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about it before we do it like a pre-watch prediction because it comes out in less than a month.
Did you see? I have tickets already. Did you see? Did you see the posters that they released?
Yeah, they look sick.
Yeah, they look cool.
They look really sick.
Yeah, they look cool.
So it comes out February 17th.
Yep.
I think 16 is the early access or whatever. 16 midnight.
Are you sure that's 17?
Yeah, it's 17. I'm 100% sure.
Pretty sure that's a Tuesday though.
I'm pretty sure it's 17.
I know. Normally, isn't it a Thursday? I don't know, sometime that week. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, fuck Valentine's Day. I'm going to go see Ant-Man. So,
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's going to be my Valentine.
Yeah,
Paul Rudd. But I think it's going to be like the game changer in the MCU, first of all.
I hope so.
Yeah. It's going to be the game changer.
So. I don't know. Like
the last couple movies you can't say were shit.
No,
they were just mediocre. They were good.
Doctor Strange was just WandaVision season 3. Right?
Yeah, but it was good.
It was it was Don't
good.
Get me wrong, but it should have just been WandaVision season 3. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like
It was more theatrical.
To be fair, like if you think about it, like for example, like Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, it wasn't though. It was just Wanda being a bitch.
Yeah, but then it introduces the Illuminati.
I agree.
Right, like there's a ton of like underlying shit that I think they that's like very important with like the Darkhold and all that. And now Agatha Harkness is getting her show as well, right? So that I think it's all part of that realm of creating this like vibe, I guess.
Devil's advocate. Okay, now I'm gonna play against my own opinion. Do you think they could have released exactly the same thing? Do you think they could have done something that huge, right? And released that amount of influential content that would affect the MCU in a TV show
that they took out of the film?
Yeah. No, let's say they made the film and everything in the film was just a TV show. It was just episode by episode. Every week it came out, and then on like, you're midway through the thing, and all of a sudden, boom, the Illuminati. Oh, that was. You're 3/4 into the thing, and you're like 2 episodes away from finishing the series, and boom, the Illuminati, and now everybody's fucking dead. And
yeah,
you think that would have had the same impact as a TV show then, or is that why they made it a movie?
I don't think it would have been, because if it was WandaVision season 3,
yeah,
it takes away from Doctor Strange's character as like one of the top 5 MCU characters.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like he's not because there's like Captain America movies, there's Iron Man movies, there's Doctor Strange movies, there's Thor movies, there's no Hulk movies.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, or there was the ones with Edward Norton, but there's no Incredible Hulk movies in the MCU.
But he didn't gain anything. That entire movie went by, right? And the only thing that happened to him as a Doctor Strange movie, which should have been focused more around him, the only thing that happened to him was, I don't know what it's called, right? But this is what I remember anyway. He gained, because he was using the Darkhold, it was the third eye on the top of his head, as per, I know that there's comics and stuff and whatever. I know that character progresses that way. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, it's like possession of like the Darkhold and things like that.
I don't want to know as of right now because I want to learn it as I'm watching it. But I feel like his progression could have been, it was the same progression as it would have been an episode of a TV show rather than a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, I think just more condensed. I think they probably did the math and they were definitely more enticed to have it as a movie. It definitely made more money as a movie because of how
100%.
how hype Doctor Strange the first one was, and they definitely said we can't release this as a TV show because a lot of people didn't like WandaVision for like for a little bit of it, and then it got like interesting towards the end.
I thought it was stupid.
I thought it was great.
Sorry.
Yeah, at first people are confused. And
I was looking at it and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then the entire thing came out and I'm like, like whatever, I don't care. And then 6 months later, somebody's like, go watch WandaVision, and I'm like, eh. Yeah. And then the only reason I did is because this person came to me and said, you need to watch WandaVision before Multiverse of Madness, and I went, fuck. Okay,
yeah, you literally have to. Yeah,
you literally had to, and I'm like, okay, fine. And then I ended up watching WandaVision, and I'm like, oh, this was actually good. Like, I enjoyed.
Yeah, it was good. It's just that like the same way. I think what's going on is like history is definitely repeating. Excuse me, history is definitely repeating itself from the original like the beginning of the MCU to Endgame is what's happening now. From after Endgame to like the end of the Kang fucking the multiverse saga.
Yeah.
Right? So the what am I trying to explain here? Like the way I look at it is we just know all these know the history of all these characters now. Before we had to like they had to give us all that character development throughout all of those films, like the first Doctor Strange movie, the first fucking Thor movie. Like you need all that character development. Now that we have that knowledge, this is just gonna like explode into something we don't know, like, and it's just gonna use all that information, and it's just gonna spew its like little places somewhere.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like the fact that he has that third eye, like he's the Darkhold has possession of him, things like that, whatever. All that's just gonna turn into like a little part of a much larger picture at the end.
Yeah,
and the beginning, the first piece of this picture, it starts with like Ant-Man.
I agree with that.
And it's gonna be like. I think like it's gonna be much more anticipated than Infinity War and even though Infinity War like everybody died. Spoiler: if you haven't watched it, you're ridiculous. But like everyone in Infinity War died, right? And everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's over!" Like everything's over. But I think the same thing, if not worse, is gonna happen in the Kang Dynasty, and then Secret Wars is just gonna be fucking next level, like just crazy, right? It's kind of like repeating itself. They're like, we made so much money here, literally the highest grossing films. Like, why not just do it again? That's literally what they said.
I just feel like they need to be careful, because they have this, for example, this plan that they have, and then they have reference to the comic books, and then stories will be pulled from there and made into their own MCU version type stories. But the reason they need to be careful is because if they need to really plan what is released where and how things are released, because if you do something in a TV show, it won't have enough impact. If you do something in a movie that could have been a TV show, it will have very little impact.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, what the fuck did I see this for?
Yeah, I think
if they release too big of a thing in a TV show, or did I say this right? Anyway,
I get you.
They have to be careful what
Balance,
they're releasing at the same time. When, for example, another Disney franchise would be like Star Wars, for example, where there's like a billion things coming out this year, and each individual thing has its own story that ties into the main overall story. But the only difference is there's no outside literature or anything to see, so you're just kind of sitting there and you're like, how does this piece together? It's like how the MCU was in 2007.
Yeah.
When it first started to come out, and you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
You got this Iron Man character going on. Obviously, we saw him in the comics, but like, let's see what they're doing with him in the movies.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, I feel like you would spoil it for yourself if you read some of the MCU comics, because I feel like they're pretty close. I feel like they're not exact, but I feel like the plot sometimes gets really close. And I think there's literally a Secret Wars, like, I don't know if it's a bunch of collection or whatever, but there's definitely Secret Wars comics. I was thinking, I was like, how can this be mainstreamed so like fluently? And I was thinking about it, and the films, like the films and the TV series that take place before like that big event, which is going to be the King at the end.
Yep.
All those are kind of just like, here's some lurky info. Here's info about the people. Here's info about what's going on. Yeah, there's like chaos and stuff. Nothing really catastrophic happens. Always like ends in like happiness, or ends in like like conflict resolution. Like everything gets resolved at the end of the day, and happy endings all around, right? But it's what people like so much is when that construct is like broken right at the end. That's why Infinity War saw so much success. That's why Endgame saw so much success. Because, and I think of Infinity War and Endgame as one giant film.
I think that's...
And like the ending of Infinity War was like the arc, right? And then Endgame was like the conflict resolution. Like it started catastrophic battle done, and then it all resolved itself, right? Which is kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of like over that. I like when shit's disrupted. But I am excited for that. The trailer looked really good. There's some more. Shout out to, I always praise them. New Rockstars breaks down the new one, the IMAX one. They did a great job. Another great job with like the things in the background. It's like, holy fuck, who's got time for that? You know what I mean? But one thing I did want to talk about, moving over, I don't know if you've seen it recently, is the UFC. Well, it's not UFC, but it's the Power Slap League. Have you heard of this?
Is that the YouTuber one?
No.
Oh, okay. Is that something different? No. Okay, then no.
Yeah. So Dana White, you know who Dana White is?
Yep. This stuff. Yeah, gotcha.
The irony is through the roof. The irony is through the roof. Let me explain. Dana White on New Year's Eve is caught on camera getting into like an altercation with his wife, slapping his wife. She slaps him first. By the way, if you watch the video, she slaps him first.
Okay.
So it's a bit of like give and take. It's a bit of self-defense, and it's all over the place, right? The people say that, oh, you can't touch your wife like that, whatever. She hit him first and things, so it's all over the place. Aside from that,
okay.
The irony is through the roof because he gets into the slapping altercation with his wife, and then starts a slap league. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what is happening? Like, right? Like, how? Like, that's absolutely hilarious. But you've seen these slap fights before.
Yeah, it's so they're holding on to the thing in front of them, like the
it's like a table
in front of them, and they have like these. They're covered in chalk to dry their hands out, and there's big, large, massive men with the largest upper bodies known to man, slapping each other across the face with the full force. Yeah, Thanos will snap.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
It gets bad. Like some of them get really bad. But he started a league called Power Slap League, which is like supposed to be like the next combat sports. It is so entertaining. It's the most entertaining. I can't even lie. It's the most entertaining shit.
You're watching two guys. You're watching two guys slap each other. How wouldn't that be entertaining?
I'm telling you. So the reason why you watch UFC is because you're like deep down and boxing, like any combat sports. The reason why you're watching deep down and you cannot lie is because you want to see someone get knocked out.
That's the point.
That's the fucking point.
You don't want to see anybody die.
No. But definitely not die.
Watching somebody get flattened on their ass. Is the
best.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling. So that's why Slap League has so much success because almost every slap, they do like maybe like 2 or 3 and they're like banged up. Then like the third round or second round, sometimes even sooner, they literally just get knocked out flat. Either both of them or one of them gets knocked out flat, right? So it's like almost a guaranteed knockout every fucking round.
So I want you to think. I don't think. Maybe think about it like this. Maybe you haven't thought about it. Maybe you've thought about it. I don't know. Think about why that is. So the first slap, right? You're looking at each other in the eye. First slap. You get slapped. You slap. Okay. Now you're in like fight or flight response type thinking. Okay. Second slap. Okay. Your adrenaline spikes through the fucking roof.
Yeah, but everything is numb.
Yeah.
The whole side of your face that gets slapped, I don't care what anybody says, there's no way they feel that.
No, so I'm thinking the first one they're going to feel, and then there's now at that point, by the second slap, there's so much adrenaline running through these people's bodies that they're not, their hand, right? If you look, like their hand's red, like their face is red, like it hurts them slapping somebody too, right? There's so much adrenaline coursing through these people's veins. By slap number 3, it's like twice, if not 3 times as hard.
Yeah.
The first slap.
Yeah.
Even though like you're prepared, 4 Red Bulls, 6 scoops of pre-workout, whatever they do to prep themselves, are ready. There's no slap that's gonna be as hard as that third one after getting slapped twice.
Yeah, but bro, have you seen some of the pictures?
Pictures from that specific league? No, but I've seen this before.
I'll show you.
I've seen.
I'll show you. It gets crazy.
It's wild. I know. I've seen it. I've seen them before. It's and they just eat it. They just
some of them, like, to be honest, if I was ever in a slap contest, I'd probably like walk away. First of all, I'd never do it. Second of all, okay, so neurologists or like neuroscientists, one of those, say that it's literally a laughing stock, that it's an embarrassment of a combat sport. Like you're asking for danger and trouble and like trauma, like hurtful trauma.
It's funny because it's just like some people would be like, "Oh, just take it, like stop being a bitch. It's useless."
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's their shirts. That's their slap league. Uniform and things like that. This is a good one. That's a good one. There's literally, I'm not even joking, Matt. There's this one guy that I forgot his name. But he it was like round 3 and his face was already, it was all over TikTok. His face already looked like a balloon. Like eye shut. Cheek was literally like out here. I'm not even joking. I didn't even know somebody could swell up that much. Cheek was literally out here, just covered in chalk. The biggest thing for me, if I were to ever go into like a slap contest, is I cannot lose my sight or my hearing. If I lose my sight or my hearing, I'm suing not only the league, I'm suing the guy that slapped me. Like that's the reason I can never commit to that. If it was like cheek on cheek, like for sure, no problem. But the fact that I have a high possibility of losing the sight in that one eye or my hearing in that other one, they stuff it with cotton or like tissue or something.
Not worth it,
bro. It's so ridiculous. Getting hit in the ears, like you start bleeding out of your ears. You lose your hearing, like you're done. Yeah. That's how. Oh my God, which composer? I think it was Beethoven. No, maybe it was Bach. One famous composer, I can't remember that. Which one's deaf? There's one that's deaf. Beethoven's deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently it was his dad that would slap his ears that made him go deaf.
What a dick.
Yeah, I think so. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that might be a old wives' tale. Old wives' tale.
Old wives' tale.
Old wives' tale. Yeah, it might be one of those, but I might be correct. But it's fuck it. The videos are crazy. It's gonna be the next evolution in combat sports, 100%.
I hope it's not.
Bro, you could do. This is the reason why I think so. First of all, you get all these dummies that are into it because of the money. First of all, because it's so entertaining, you're gonna have all kinds of viewers. Second of all, a main event. I can have 20 fights.
Yeah.
I can have 25 fights. They literally take like not even 10 minutes.
Okay, but here's my thing about it. Like, okay, are you more likely to, you have to pick one, save your life. okay, or your dog's life, okay. You're not gonna let your dog die, okay. I know you're not. So it's either you have to get drafted, you have to fight like Terry Crews in a boxing match.
Oh my god.
Or just like one of them. Who are you picking?
What do you mean? Both in a boxing match, or slap
like
one?
It's
and
either or. It's like either you do boxing or you're either in this like slap fight. I'm picking boxing.
Yeah, I'm probably picking boxing.
Now you're like, oh, that's stupid. Why? No. At least I can try to defend myself. I'm not guaranteed to get hit in the head.
Yeah, it's skill. Like I'll probably get destroyed by Terry Crews. Don't get me wrong, but like, there's not a possibility. There's not a possibility of me losing my vision. Like a much lower probability of me losing my vision. And the guy's got gloves on.
At least I was gonna say, at least you got the gloves on. You're still gonna get cut. You're still gonna bleed. You might break your jaw and your nose. Okay, but if you keep your hands
actually,
up,
now that I'm thinking about it, now that you're talking about it, I don't know, it's not looking great for the boxing.
No,
you know?
Well, no, but then in terms of that, okay, well, imagine Terry Crews with no glove on and no face protection hits you and tries to slap your cheek, but ends up hitting you back here in the ear.
Yeah.
And just rocks your skull, and that's it. You're just dead. You're just dead. That's it. You know?
Yeah, I think I don't know how like the safety precautions are with it, because they might sort of be mainstreaming and trying to figure out best ways that guys can't lose their hearing, but you're knocked out.
Yeah, you are. That's like you're guaranteed.
Like one guy is getting knocked out for sure.
Okay, let me ask you. So you're watching UFC, you're watching any sort of professional fighting. How many fights have you seen where both people walked away? It happens. It happens,
yeah.
Right? It happens. How many fights have you seen where one person gets knocked out? Less than both people walking away, but it still happens.
Okay, now right? let me ask you. Let me ask you. Would you rather be in a power slap league match or a UFC match with a popular UFC? I would take the power slap. I would take the power slap.
I don't watch UFC. Okay, I don't watch UFC. Remind me how
the UFC is brutal. I personally think that the slap league is slightly better than the UFC in terms of.
I think we're gonna pick UFC even if it's, okay. Look, even if it's Conor McGregor coming at me, he's pinning me to the ground, and I'm tapping the fuck out.
No, you're getting knocked out, bro. You're not getting pinned. You're getting knocked out. If it's with like someone who isn't great on the ground, they're just gonna knock you out. They're gonna knock you're gonna be laid out flat, and there's like a lot more people watching, so you're just gonna be embarrassed in front of a massive crowd.
So you're gonna be embarrassed anyway. Hanaka, here's the other question: what's now the difference between the force of a punch, right?
Yeah, much worse.
The force of a slap.
Much worse.
In that regard, aspect.
Yeah. I think UFC, boxing, no, because. Bro, but like UFC, I could break your neck in half. Well, I can't really break your neck in half. But like, if I really wanted to, I could just snap your neck and just done. You're dead.
I know it's more. Obviously, a punch is more than a slap. Obviously, but it's like, what's the? But
like taking a side kick to the leg, like that shit. Like it's below the belt.
I didn't take into account the kicking.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're just dead at that point.
Yeah.
I'm just a bitch. I'm not doing any of that.
No, definitely not the slap league.
No, thank you.
I think. Like I would choose the slap league over the UFC, but I would choose the boxing over the slap league, because boxing
I'm trying, dude. That's it.
No, it'd be bad. I'd probably die. Like they'd probably kill me.
I don't know. I got a couple layers here. I think.
Well, if you
my body's good at least. My internal organs were good.
A couple like a big issue for that league is that they have to be very aware when guys get knocked out. That slap league, that they don't smash their fucking head on the back. Like they fall and then they smash their head on the ground. That's why there's always guys there to catch them and shit.
Because imagine being that one guy and you have to. It's like he's like 6'7", 350 pounds. And you got to support his head as he falls.
Yeah, but they what's crazy is that from what I've seen, they catch them before they fall and then they just leave them.
Okay, here's
like, you know what I mean. Okay. They just drop you because you have 20 seconds to recover or 30.
I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Okay. I feel like if it hasn't already happened, it can get to the point somebody's training, they're going off, doing whatever. They have enough force for that when they slap you, your head just spins.
Like Daffy Duck.
No. Like, it's like you're gonna break your neck. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like it's gonna be like a spinal cord injury.
That's why there's a lot. There's a lot of technique behind how to react to the slap.
Yeah.
Do you stiffen up? Do you clench your jaw? Definitely, I don't think clench your jaw.
No,
like you could break your jaw.
It needs to be loose.
They have mouth guards in.
Yeah.
But I think you have to like clinch a little bit. Like you have
You need to be relaxed.
I don't know. See,
I don't think you couldn't do it.
I think
though.
it's the
You couldn't
opposite.
do it.
I think if you're relaxed, shit just flies. Like your jaw's broken, your nose is broken.
Think about it like a car. Think about why they changed that, right? And back in the 70s and 80s, cars are steel, right? Now cars crumble because at these specific crumble points because they want you to absorb the impact. So, for example, I don't know if it works.
Yeah, exactly. So you're absorbing the impact. That's why shit's crumbling.
No. So if you're stiff-jawed, right, and there's more tension on that one point, thus it's gonna break.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Or,
gotcha. This is science class.
for example, you whip around, you allow your body to just fucking ragdoll. How are you? You allow your body to ragdoll over there. You know, the energy is dispersed. I could be full of shit. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I
think you got some.
That's what I do.
The thing that I really like about this league is that you have to stay within like a certain boundary, like a square.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't fucking take a couple steps back, wind up, and hit him with a 1-2. So it's literally just like one motion. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's crazy. It's wild, though. It's wild.
But you also fail to realize that there are sports designed like that.
What do you mean?
Golf, baseball, even...
Yeah, but I'm telling you, don't fucking slap him. I'm saying.
Even a little bit like a hockey swing or whatever. Think about how much power and ground effect that you can use to whip your arm around.
Yeah, but it's your arm. It's not an instrument. All those other sports use an instrument.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
No. Baseball? Like a baseball throw? Baseball bat?
A baseball, it's an instrument. Like that force is transferred through another object that's designed to move that in that way.
But think about about throwing an object, like throwing a ball. Okay, you'll start and you'll push with your legs, right, off of the ground in a specific way. You're gonna move your hips in a specific way. That you're gonna slingshot. That your shoulder's gonna come out in a specific way.
Yeah, but yes,
your
I agree.
Gonna come in a specific way. So just imagine, rather than throwing a ball, you now throwing a slap. You're just gonna get fucked.
Yes, I agree, but in a way, like the weight of the ball like your arm is not moving at 94 miles an hour. That's the ball speed. You know what I mean? Like that's the ball speed. Yeah. And it's because it has that weight, that additional weight, and the way it's designed. Like we're getting into physics. We're getting into hell of physics.
The reason that happens, though, the reason the ball travels that fast is because you're creating levers with your body. That's why.
You gotcha.
That's essentially the reason what's going on, right? Then you're able to do that. I'm not saying your hand is gonna, slap somebody at 94 miles an hour. That's fucking. What are you, the Flash? Like, no. But you're gonna create the same levers, right, in a specific way for slapping somebody. It might not be 94 miles an hour, but it's definitely gonna be faster than whatever you or I can pull off. You know?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
I agree. Yeah, it's gonna be definitely hard.
This is intricate.
If you see guys get knocked out, we're gonna have if you're listening and you're a physicist, hit us up, let us know, and if you know what's up, do some research and give us the info.
Tag Hank Green in the comments.
Who the hell's Hank Green?
Oh, you know Hank Green, the guy on TikTok?
No.
Oh, he'll tell you how. He's a scientist. He's just smart.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's smart.
What a guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Good guy, scientist guy.
The science guy.
Bill Nye.
I think Bill Nye. We need Bill Nye in here in this bitch.
Idiots. So what did I teach you as kids?
Bill Nye.
Sorry.
That guy's washed. No, didn't he do drugs or something?
I don't know.
I think he OD'd on drugs. No, I'm just kidding.
He didn't OD.
That'd be so funny if he was like.
That wouldn't be funny.
No, it would. It would be funny because he's the preacher of how to, and he just made his own drugs and he started dealing and he was
this isn't Breaking Bad.
In classrooms like all over the world and then he just became this drug scientist.
White.
Yeah, literally, that'd be the best.
It's not Breaking Bad. Like it's.
That's awesome. I think we're gonna end it there for today, Matt.
Okay, Matt.
Awesome. If you're listening, thank you for listening. If you're watching, thank you for watching. Hit us up on our socials: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. That was episode 63. Keep up to date with our clips. We post clips now of conversations that we have, different topics, things like that. That's all on YouTube, YouTube Shorts as well. Again, that was episode 63. Matt, thank you.
Thank you, Matt, for having me.
No problemo. And we are Fresh Short Feet, so you didn't have to.